You're now tuning in to the Paul Kinebrew podcast. I got Swill in the building.
Yo, yo.
We about to debut one of her joints off the Frank album, EP. I'm feeling this joint, maybe.
That was one of my babies.
You did your thing on this.
Appreciate it.
Damn, I hate that it's like this. I know you gon' hate that I'm writing this. Truth hurts, but this lying shit hurts. Words hurts like a bitch. I never been too good at trying to hide my feelings. Shit. Met her back when we was separated. Fell fast, but I had to shake. Cause you came back on a 180, straight going hard in the paint like 23 back in 98, and I stayed with you. Still hit my line every now and then. Just to wish me well and check on my friends. I put her out my head and she back again. I can't help but wonder what's happening. I wanna threaten us, let the past creep in. But maybe she was sent here to save me from every single heartache you gave me. Made me realize that we can't be, just maybe we're crazy. So crazy in love that we can't see. You need someone different, it ain't me. Have I been denying the same thing? Or maybe, just maybe. Maybe it's too hard to face when it's easier just to fake it. How did we become so complacent? Notice change but really won't say shit. How to paint in a mental basement. Convinced it ain't nothing we can't fix. When we should admit we just ain't it. Cause without trust we just ain't shit. And the trust left when she came in. We really ain't been the same since. In the love war that we can't win. Cheated more than once, you really put me through it. I tried to move on but I just couldn't do it. So foolish, but maybe she was sent here to save me from every single heartache you gave me. Made me realize that we can't be, just maybe we're crazy. So crazy in love that we can't see. You need someone different, it ain't me. Have I been denying the same thing? Or maybe it's so hard for them to get close to me. Cause somehow you still mean the most to me. And that ain't how this is supposed to be. You let go of what was still yours to keep. I know you think I am no good for you, but truth is I'm really too good for you. Through all of the time that you wasn't true, I took you back, I should've cut you loose. I should've cut you loose. Maybe, just maybe, you ain't my baby. It was there to save me. Maybe, just maybe. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Baby.
Shout out to Beats from Mars for killing that track, though.
No doubt,
He
no
did his
doubt.
thing on that track.
You working any other producers?
Working with any other producer right now, primarily Beats from Mars, for real, man. We grew together, and he's dope. He produced the whole Frank album except one of the tracks.
Okay,
But that's for real love. He dope at what he do.
no doubt. He's a Atlanta native.
He lived in Atlanta. He's originally from Wisconsin, though.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, he's originally from Wisconsin.
What got you into music?
Really, honestly, I started out writing poetry
Okay.
as a kid. Like it was my outlet. So I pretty much like can be a shy person.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a hard time expressing my feelings. But sometimes things would make me feel a certain type of way, and I had a hard time having live conversations about it. So I would just go to the pad, just put it in a whole poem. Like I have literally notebooks that my sister gave me that were in the archive in the house in the closet somewhere. Like
Right.
I'm like, dang, I used to write this many poems. But a combination of like just writing it out, writing my feelings out, and then falling in love with music.
Mhm.
I just started combining the two. Like, dang, maybe I can put this into a song. So
Right.
that's really what got me into music, turning those into songs.
Super dope. Super dope. Don't feel bad. I'm an introvert myself. You know, I like to be, and you know,
Yeah.
when the cameras are off, you know, just give me a little book, or audio
Right.
book, and leave me
I'll
alone.
be in the house all day.
Right. What inspires you to make music?
So, you know, in addition to me just like what kind of like I loved songs and like music itself, but I had relatives that at the time, like when I was younger, they were performing, they were actively performing. They were kind of like touring locally in Florida, and once I actually had a chance to see them perform live, that inspired me. I'm like, I think I could do that. Like the feeling that I got just watching them and watching how the crowd reacted to them, how people showed them love afterwards, like just from just being them, showing their, I mean, expressing themselves and putting their songs out there, just being them. I like it. It really, really, really like captured me, and I'm like, dang, I can do this. Like this is the life I want to live.
That's beautiful. You never turn back after that.
I never turn back.
Got you. How did you come up with your name, Swilly?
So my name is Shadana Williams, my government name.
Right.
And I had a million names when I was first starting out.
Okay.
As an artist, like I had nicknames that people gave me as a kid, so I tried those. And you know, everybody went through that phase where they put Lil in front of everything. At one point, I was Lil this, Lil that, but you know, I was like, I just want to be myself. I don't want to create an alter. Well, I have an alter ego, people say,
Okay.
but when it comes to the music, but I was like, my name is too long, so I just put Shadana Williams together.
Okay.
Swill.
Swill. Dope.
Yeah.
Dope. Makes a lot of sense. If you had a choice to work with any mainstream artist in Atlanta, who would it be?
Mainstream. Man, I'm always had left a tip. I felt like I ain't never been in the streets, but when that whole album came out, I thought I was Rubber Band Man. Like,
No doubt.
for real, for real. Like, I got respect for him. You know, as far as his lyricism, his whole grind, his hustle, what he stood for, him being a family man, you know, like, I related to him when I was growing up as an Atlanta artist. Even though I didn't live in Atlanta, I was like, dang, I feel like he one of my cousins, because this is stuff that I saw every day. Right. I didn't live that life, but I witnessed that life every day.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
Shout out to Grand Hustle.
Yep, for sure.
Do you sing in the shower?
Yeah, I do. That's about the only time I feel comfortable singing.
Gotcha.
Even though I do it, you know, like, I have a hard time performing in front of others. Like, I'll record a track, but performing it, I get butterflies. Like, I try to suppress the singing side, but I'll do it in the shower, though.
All day.
Like, all day.
Gotcha.
Whole performance.
Do you have a celebrity crush?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a few celebrity crushes. Like
Right. It's a lot of baddies in Atlanta.
A lot of celebrity crushes. What you mean?
Name one.
I don't want to get beat up.
Okay.
Or dumped.
You in a relationship right now?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to respect that. Shout out to the first lady. You got a beautiful partner. What is your creative process?
My creative process. So, majority of the time, I actually have the lyrics before I even, the lyrics and melody sometimes before I even have a track.
Okay.
Which is crazy. Most of my songs are actual feelings that I turned into songs. So, I'll be in the car writing. I used to travel between Florida and Georgia a lot. Just on the road, just thinking about stuff. And then I'll start voice recording those lyrics so I don't forget them.
Right.
And then I'll go and try to either find a beat for it or get with, like I said, Mars. I'll tell him, this is like, I'll share the lyrics with him, share the melody with him, and he'll build a beat right there.
Okay, it's dope.
From what I've already started creating. So that's, for the most part, that is my creative process. But if I have a track, I listen to it, I come up with the melody, and then I start putting the lyrics to it.
So my interpretation from listening to Frank, right? You've been through a lot in relationships.
Yeah, that was from one relationship.
I said, what is going on?
Yeah, man.
I said, Shorty been through something.
Yeah, man. It was crazy. I had a long 9.5 year relationship that
Wow.
I saw a lot in. You know,
Mhm.
I felt a lot in. We had a bunch of situations. So eventually, like I said, most of those songs are real feelings.
Mhm.
The arguing, sometimes you don't have success when you're in the heat of the moment trying to get your point out, arguing back and forth. You can't get your words together because they done said something that done threw you off.
Right.
So I turned to the pen and I just put it into songs. So that relationship drove a lot of those songs.
Dope. I feel in relationships that you can't go to bed angry at your partner
Right.
because the next morning, you still got animosity in
For
your heart.
something that was in the past.
Right. You
Gotta
know.
move forward. I do like that. So I'm no longer in that relationship. That relationship taught me a lot. I was younger, in my 20s.
Mhm.
You know, I had a lot to learn. And like you said, I feel that way now.
Mhm.
Now I don't want to go to bed mad. What you
Right.
like you said, you want to move forward. So you wake up harping on the same thing that you was on yesterday. It's like, are we making progress or not?
Right.
So, and then you never know what can happen. You lay down and you go to bed with that on your heart, and then you wake up and your partner ain't even breathing the next morning. So
You gonna
you
live
want
in
to try to
regret.
get it out. Yeah. So definitely.
Dope. Dope. You prefer the songwriter, ghostwriter, preferred rather than being an artist?
I think I have over the past, like initially I thought I wanted to be a performing artist, and I still don't have an issue being a performing artist. I don't
Mhm.
want to be a mainstream performing artist.
Mhm.
Like I do it because that's what I love to do. I do prefer to just be on the back
Oh,
and like writing. I want to be an accredited writer. I
mhm.
want everybody to know that I put my name on this track, that these my lyrics, you know.
Right.
But I don't necessarily want to perform and be in front of the crowd. So
Got you.
yeah,
What is your rate for ghostwriting?
my
Your rate.
my
What's your
rate.
booking fee? If I needed you to,
It,
if or a promoter or a major label needed you to ghostwrite for up and coming artists, how much? What's the bag?
that's a situation by situation
Everything's
thing.
negotiable.
Everything's negotiable.
Okay.
So, you know, I understand that everybody's budget is not the same. So
Okay.
we can work something out to where I get a higher percentage on the back end,
Mhm.
then I won't necessarily charge an extreme upfront fee. Of
Mhm.
course, you know, I would like to get compensated for my time that I put
Right.
in.
Right.
But if they don't have a bigger, like I said, a larger budget on the front end, on the back end, then we'll negotiate a higher split on the publishing or
Right.
percentages. So
Tell the up and coming artists how important it is to have they ass cap and they BMI.
super important. Like you gotta have all your business aligned. Like you need to. I do feel like a lot of people make a mistake in not knowing the business of music and not understanding the business of music. They just want to write songs and perform, and
Right.
they think that's all there is to it, and that's how a lot of people get taken advantage of.
Mhm.
But you have to learn the business of music and learn what you need, like you said, ASCAP or BMI,
Mhm.
sound exchange.
Right.
You want to make sure you don't leave no bread on the table,
Right.
cause you not registering one platform or not having anybody to take care of your administrative piece of it. Like you could be leaving money on the table, or
And
somebody can come in and take your money from you, and you be like, "Damn, I work for that."
mhm.
But people fail not making sure they had their ducks in line. So
Gotcha. Do you feel the internet helped the industry or is destroying the industry?
I feel like it helped in some aspects, like especially right now with COVID going on. Like
Mhm.
a lot of things kind of shut down. You can't really the concerts decreased, everything like that.
Mhm.
So it still helps people reach their fans, but at the same time, I feel like it took away that realness in the
The
music. So
interacting, the one
yeah,
on
so
one with
yeah,
the
I was
artist.
just about to say you don't get to interact, you don't get to see a real person
Uh huh.
as they are. Like these people could be, I don't know, like they could portray one person
Uh
on
huh.
the internet and be a completely different person in real life.
Right.
And I feel like the internet has kind of taken away some of that. Like
Gotcha.
I need to see and know that everything I thought you were, that's who you are.
Right, you really
Like,
about that life.
Yeah, I'm a really. I don't, can I cuss? I'm a really
Yeah, you can curse.
I'm a,
You can curse.
I would really fuck with you if I feel like you're a genuine person once I interact with you. Like, it's gonna make me fuck with you and your music even more. But if you're an asshole, I'm gonna be like, oh man,
Right.
the fuck, like he sucks. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and I've had that. Like,
They one way on camera and then you get to know.
oh, definitely. Like, I've been so disappointed in some of the people that I on camera that I kind of looked up to. I'm like, dang, really like them. And then I meet them in person. I'm like, man, this man is a whole asshole.
Right.
So yeah, but then you get people that really are who they are on camera. So
Gotcha. What's the best advice you have been given since you got into this industry?
since I got into the industry, one, know the business. Like, understand the business. Make sure you know, get that piece of it because people gonna fuck you over. They're gonna tip to fuck you over. And
Right.
also stand and be who you are confidently.
Right.
Don't let anybody try to come in because it's already like me being a female in the industry. I'm African American, I'm a female, and I'm lesbian. I got all kind of odds stacked against me. So
Right.
people are gonna try to like belittle you, try to change you, try to tell you to be who you are confidently and know, stand behind your music, stand behind your business. They go fuck with you, they fuck with you. They not.
Right.
But don't change and sell yourself out.
Be true to you.
Yep.
That's dope. Have you ever been faced with any sexual harassment or anything being a female artist?
I have. Believe it, it's crazy. Like, I had people like, you know, they want you to. They'll be like, oh, I'll pay for this studio session, but then be on some slick stuff like, you want to go out to eat, or you know. And if I remind them of my preference, they'll be like, I know what you got under those clothes, or like some out of pocket shit like that.
Right.
Like,
Unprofessional.
but it has happened at least a few times.
Right.
It's crazy.
Right.
You know, you be hearing stories and you be like, nah, did they really do that? Until you go through it. Like, it's a real thing.
Gotcha. Instead of respecting your sexual orientation. What message you have to deliver to your fans?
Message. I cannot stress enough. I know I've said it a few times. To understand the entire, like I said, it's not just about performing and writing. You got to understand the whole, like,
mechanics,
everything when it comes to music. Like, being an artist. Like, you are not just an artist, you are a brand. And then with every successful brand, you got to have your business in order. You got to have the right way to market it. Like, you have to understand every piece of it. If you depend and count on everybody else to run your ship, you, like, blindly lead you because you don't know what you're doing or you don't understand the piece of it. Like, sometimes that's, again, how people get taken advantage of.
And they get robbed.
So, yeah, they definitely get robbed. But when you understand how everything works, you can still put people in place and let them run it for you. But when you understand how it works firsthand, like, you going to be more successful. You ain't going to be, you know, people not going to be able to take advantage of you.
Gotcha. What's your favorite song to perform off of Frank?
I think the crowd probably fucks with shots more than anything.
Okay.
Like, I performed every song off that EP at the same club.
Okay.
Same kind of crowd.
Right.
Everybody fuck with shots.
Okay.
I was like, dang. The one song that ain't by the same person on the album. The whole album by one person, and then shots was about somebody else. But that's the one they fuck with. So
that's what's up.
Yeah.
If you had a dream place to perform, where would it be?
A dream place?
Yeah. Like the biggest venue.
I would like to say somewhere like Coachella, but I'm too shy for that.
You could do it. I believe it.
I'm too shy for that.
Okay.
But yeah, definitely. That's major.
Right. Least favorite.
Least favorite?
Yeah.
I don't know.
where you wouldn't perform at? Where would you give the money back to the promoter at? Like, yo, I'm not performing in this
That's
bathroom.
what I'm trying to think. Like,
This hole in the wall sweat box.
I
You got me
probably
messed
it's
up.
probably gotta be some, like you said, some little hole in the wall. Like you want to support them, but at the same time, like I've been in one. I've been like, how do they perform in here? Like everybody on top of each other, the stage creaking. Like,
Wow.
I've performed at a couple of those, and it's like, nah, we ain't going back.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you book your own venues?
Yeah.
Dope, dope. Sell your tickets, sell your merch.
Yep.
Gotcha. We got a businesswoman. We got a boss chick in the building.
For sure.
What famous musicians do you admire?
So, I'm still a little old school when it comes to people that, I mean, I respect a lot of people in the new school music, but like the old heads like Timbaland,
Okay. Missy.
Missy, always
Right.
Missy is always, like I said, stay true to yourself. She's always stayed true to herself.
Right.
Like she stayed in her own lane the whole time. Never saw a change. So like Missy, Weezy still my boy. Like I'm a lyrics person.
Mhm.
Weezy, Drake, you can tell me I wasn't part of Young Money, Cash Money growing up.
Right.
Like, but yeah, those are the people, and I mean, I deal with up north rappers too. Like I feel like a lot of people slept on Cassidy.
Okay.
He was always one of my boys when it came to lyrics.
Mhm.
Fab,
Mhm.
definitely dope.
Right.
So yeah, I still admire all those guys, especially like when it comes to like rapping and lyrics, bars, punchlines,
Mhm.
for sure.
Top 5 artists.
Top 5 artists. Well, I just named Missy.
It doesn't have to be random, you know. It doesn't have to be all of
Like
land.
my top 5. I don't know about.
It could be anybody.
Yeah, like random. I just name, like Drake,
Okay.
Wayne, Missy,
Okay.
some artists that people may not know.
Okay.
Um,
Drop them.
I definitely Nova Wave is dope. Like
Okay.
the production songwriter duo. Like if you know them, you know them. And
Right.
if you know their music, you know their music. They dope. Like
You got one
definitely
more.
fave.
You gave me 4. You got one more.
4. One more. A newer artist. I like Kiana Lede. I think she dope.
Dope, dope, dope. Do you feel the 360 deal is hurting the industry or is helping the industry?
It's helping the deal makers, the people who are offering the deal.
Mhm.
Artists, I wouldn't say it's always in artist's favor, and the artists, unfortunately, some of them they don't realize, like they see, it's like dangling a carrot, like we'll give you this,
Mhm.
and they've never had some of the stuff that they offering.
Right.
So they like, shoot, you mean to tell me I can be on this stage by this time next year?
Right.
Cause I've been doing this for 4 years and I only got this far, so they'll jump at it. But I don't feel like it's always in favor of the artist.
Gotcha.
No, not for sure.
You feel like pimping them out?
It's definitely pimping them out.
Right.
Like that's just like working for my employer. Like I'm gonna give y'all all this work and y'all still only go cap me at this right here. Like
Right.
y'all go pay me the least amount that y'all can for the most amount of work.
Right. But I'm
Exactly.
famous.
Right.
Got you. Would you take a 360 deal?
Nah, I don't think I would.
Got you. If you see yourself on a major, who would you want to sign with?
Who would I want to sign with? I still feel like I'm Young Money. But
Right.
I still feel like,
So
I fucks
if
with
baby
most of
if baby offered you a deal, you'll take it.
I don't really like Baby no more.
You don't
But
like
yeah,
baby no more.
I'll consider it. I
If
feel
Wayne if Wayne offered you the deal, you'll take it.
for sure,
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up.
sure.
I see you doing good over there because you business savvy. They not gonna rob you for your mechanics
Nah.
and your publishing and all
No.
of that. I want my 3%.
Right.
I need my 2.5%.
Nah, definitely. I had to learn the business. I had a deal on the table, but the guy he tried to rob me, and he ain't understand who he was dealing with. So I'm not gonna sell my soul.
Gotcha. What is the most trouble you got into?
I really am a good kid. I ain't gonna say kid 'cause I'm grown.
Mhm.
But when I was in college, I don't even think I ever told my sister this. When I was in college, I had some friends that I had just met. Like it's my freshman year of college. I don't smoke.
Mhm.
They smoke. And the public safety guy, he came around. It was dark. The lights had gone out 'cause somebody had hit a pole. So they like, we need to find something to do. They started smoking. And he was coming up, and they were trying to figure out what they were gonna do with it, with the weed. And I was the only one who had pockets, like larger pockets at the time. They put it in my pocket.
Right.
I don't know why I let him. Like, I didn't speak up for myself. I let him put it. At first, I was like, no, no, no. And they was like, you the only one with pockets. And I just let him. He came over there, and he like, I smell the weed. I'm about to call the police.
Mhm.
Give it up.
Right.
And yeah, I almost got kicked out of college.
Oh man, but you didn't.
And yeah, thankfully the dean of students at the time, she was like, I spoke to all your professors. Like, they had nothing but your reputation precedes you.
Right.
So she was like, nobody had anything like crazy to say about you, but she was like, everybody else got kicked out.
Right.
Me, they got fined and kicked out. Me, she was like, for the next year you gotta be like the new freshman that came in. I had to be a mentor to him for the next year.
Okay.
She's like, I'm not gonna kick you out, but you gotta do this amount of community service,
Mhm.
and you gotta be a mentor for the next year.
Gotcha.
But I was so nervous because, like I said, I never got suspended from school. Like, I don't get in trouble.
Right.
And I go to college, and my whole family happy for me because I was like the first person in my college to graduate with a bachelor's degree. So they were excited when I went to college.
Yeah.
And they were just like, I was like, I can't get kicked out. I can't get kicked out. They gonna kill me. So
Right.
yeah, that's the most trouble I ever gotten into.
Tell the youth how important it is to stay out of trouble.
Man, it's super important because you can do one thing like that'll mess you up for the rest of your life. Like, you only get one life,
Mhm.
and some people don't realize, like, even if it's a felony, like it can hurt you from getting jobs. Like, your whole career could be damaged. Like, people may not want to deal with you because of that one thing that you did. They don't realize, like, you changed. Like, sometimes it might be 10 years prior,
Mhm.
and you've changed and grown into a different person. But sometimes people not gonna give you that chance because of what you did 10 years ago.
Judge you on
So
your
it
past.
it can definitely affect you long term, and people don't realize that. Like, there's ways of getting it. You just gotta put that same energy into other stuff.
Gotcha.
Like, the same energy you putting into creating a robbery plan.
Mhm.
Like, put that same energy into studying on some real estate and figuring out how you can use other people's money to invest. You want to take other people's money?
OPM.
Figure out how you can use other people's money to invest.
OPM.
Yep. So,
How important is financial literacy in the African American community, in the Black community?
huge.
Mhm.
I feel like we kind of fail at
Mhm.
that. Like, we already got a lot of odds stacked against us.
Right.
And people don't take the time to understand how important credit is.
Mhm.
Credit is like money.
Right.
It took me a while to, like, I had people, like, I had relatives and stuff that would tell me how important it was.
Mhm.
But, you still don't understand it when you 18, 19. You don't understand people saying, keep your credit up.
Right.
So, it took me a while to realize that your credit is important.
Mhm.
Even if you don't have money, you can get money with credit.
Right.
Or you can, like I said, use other people's money with
Right.
credit. And learning how to leverage and have, like, you gotta prioritize what you're spending. If you ain't got it like that yet, don't go broke trying to flex. Please.
Right. It's a
Please.
lot of capping going
Yeah.
on.
Up here for sure.
Right.
I never, like, experienced so much till I moved here. Like, it's
Right.
crazy. But I'm not gonna knock nobody that do it for real. Like, that gotta get it how you live. But
To each his own.
yeah. But that piece of it, and then not understanding, like, I wish I would have known. I rented apartments for like 13 years.
Mhm.
I didn't buy my first house until a year and a half ago.
Right. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But I didn't understand that that's a major investment. That's like a long-term investment. Now with my house, I got equity. I could take that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to make smart investments.
And buy your second property.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. That's
Smart
a down payment.
investments. I didn't understand. I'm like 13 years. The amount of money I spent these 13 years renting and paying somebody else's mortgage.
Right.
I could have had 2, 3 houses, 4 houses by now.
Right.
So.
Are you a Robert Kiyosaki fan? Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad.
I have not read the book yet, but somebody else last week. Somebody last week was like, "You got to read the book." I'm like, I done heard about this book so many times. I guess I got to go ahead and read it.
That's one of my favorite books of all time. I feel every person in the African American community, Black community, should at least read or listen to the Audible. I don't read all the time, so I'm guilty of that. But I do catch a summary or I'll listen to the Audible.
Right.
You know, however I receive the message is good enough for me.
Yeah.
As long as it resonates.
Right.
Okay.
And that's my plan. Because I haven't had time to just actually sit down and read, but my plan is to listen to it on my way to work, listen to it on my way to the gym, listen to it wherever I go. So. Gotcha.
Tell the people how can they contact you, you know?
Social media, on Instagram, I'm Swilly. So ILLSWILLI. You can find me on Instagram. That's the main platform I'm on. I'm Swilly on Twitter as well. So Instagram or YouTube, you can just search Swill Shots.
Gotcha.
Find my profile that way.
What we got coming up next? We got a Frank 2, a Frank 2.0.
You know, I said I was just gonna continue to work on other people's project, but honestly, I have people constantly asking me, "When's the next drop? When's the next drop?"
Right.
So I will probably release a song or two within the next couple months.
Okay.
I have something that I'm cooking up with one of the artists that I'm working with.
Okay.
Somewhat major artist. So we're about to drop a little fun track within the next couple months. We got to record that. So
dope.
That's definitely coming.
If you need me for like a D-list celebrity cameo, I'll come through.
Oh yeah, you can come through for the video.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah, you definitely could come through.
I appreciate the love. If you got any projects that you need to promote, hit me up. This your home now. Don't hesitate.
I appreciate that.
No doubt, no doubt. You've now been tuning into the Paul Kinebrew podcast. Until next time, out of here. You out of here.